Hey guys, I'm Papa Pete, back again today with another pickup video. We're still in the heels of the COVID-19 pandemic, but there's been a few pickups around. I've still been doing some stuff online, and I can't wait to share it with you today. Stick around.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
Speaking of great pickups, be sure to check out IntellivisionCollector.com for your absolute best choice in Intellivision rarities, commons, variants, or even homebrews. That's IntellivisionCollector.com. Okay guys, like every time on the pickup videos, I'm going to start today off with a great microbrew beer. Not always microbrew, but in this case it is. Now I think I've actually already done this one before, but it's one of my absolute favorite beers of all time. This only seasonal, and it's just come out again for the new season, summer 2020. And man, the way 2020 started, we need some good news. And what I have here is a Picaroon's Dooryard. It is a summer wheat ale brewed by Picaroon's Brewing Company, Northampton Brewing Company in Fredericton, New Brunswick, Northampton, New Brunswick. 4.5% alcohol. It's a lighter beer. You notice I got some oranges in my glass because that's the way you tend to drink it, with some oranges on the side. And there's some people that say, you don't put fruit in beer. Well, open it up a little bit. I mean, try different things. Be open to different things. This is just really, really good beer. Look at that beautiful golden color. Good fizz. One of my absolute favorite lighter beers to have right here. Picaroon's Dooryard. Picaroon's, Northampton, New Brunswick. So the first thing I want to share with you is I picked up another Blu-ray. We all know this movie. I got a copy of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I know Disney's going to have it on Disney Plus before you know it's probably already on there by now, actually. But I grew up with the Star Wars series. I remember going to the theater to see it here in St. Stephen. The old Queen Theater's been gone for almost 30 years now. And that's where I saw the original Star Wars. I remember each and every movie going to the theaters to see it. So no matter what everybody thinks about the movies coming into them halfway through, I love these movies. And I was going to have them all no matter what. Wasn't the biggest critically acclaimed film, but I love the movie. It's I thought did a good job of wrapping up the trilogy. Anyway, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Finally, I have that 9-film package all concluded. Really happy to get it. So the first games that I got today was a Facebook pickup. I flipped on Facebook, scrolling through it, and one of the local buy and sells here had a great ad on there for 19 Xbox original games and a controller. So I went and checked it out, and it was in pretty good shape. I had to pick it up. Well, first of all, I got an S controller. You can never have too many controllers for your games, and the buttons and the sticks all feel really good on this. So now here's the games I got. Now a lot of them, of course, having so many for my collection I already had, so I'm going to go through those ones really quickly. Here's the first one, LA Rush. Of course, I already had a copy. No manual, but that's okay. LA Rush. I got World War II Combat, Road to Berlin. Good third person, first person shooter game. Got the manual. It's in really good shape, so I'll be able to trade these or sell them or something to try to build up my collection other ways, right? We got Street Racing Syndicate, SRS. Again, that one, no manual. Case is in a little bit bad shape, but that's fine. Hey, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You can't buy a bunch of games in Canada without getting a hockey game. NHL 2003 with Jerome McGinley on the cover, that's all right. Madden 2004. Who's that? Michael Vick on the cover. Okay, well, whatever. No manual, but, trade bait. I got a copy of Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. It's the Platinum Hits version, but that one's complete with the manual in really good shape as well. And this is a little bit better game. I got a copy of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and that one came with the manual. So that's a good thing to trade right there, too. Turn that around. Now the Platinum Hits game, I already had this Platinum Hits as well. Medal of Honor Frontline. Again, complete game. Great shape. Those are great first-person shooters. I remember playing those back in the day. The original PlayStation, actually. I really enjoyed them. Oh, here's a couple games I had. Sims Busting Out and the original, the first Sims. Again, those are people want these games, so I'll be able to get trade those or sell those to somebody, I'm sure. Now, the last two games which I already had is a copy of Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. Again, complete inbox, great shape, very interesting game. And last but not least, Total Overdose, A Gunslinger's Tale in Mexico. Kind of a neat game. Don't have the manual with this one, but it does have both discs. It has the game disc itself, plus the Tomb Raider Legends First Look DVD. So it's always neat to get both of those. I've seen that sell for a decent amount of money, actually, recently on different auction sites on Facebook. So really happy to pick those up. And remember, I got them all for basically less than $2 each. Now for the games that I actually needed for my collection. The first one, I have the game, but I didn't have this version. And that is MechAssault 2 Lone Wolf. There's a limited edition one. I had the limited edition one. Actually, I had 2 copies of the limited edition one. I have it in my doubles pile as well. But now I finally have a copy of the actual artwork and such for the original edition. Unfortunately, no manual, but the disc is in really good shape. Just happy to add that variant, I'll say, to my collection. The next one, again, is a variant. Remember I said about Platinum Hits? There was a few Platinum Hits there. Well, I love wrestling games, and I got the Platinum Hits version of WrestleMania 21 with the manual. So, hey, we're always happy to add any wrestling game, and especially like these newer ones like this. Newer one is 20 years old now almost. I mean, I don't know. They seem to have gotten better and better and better, and then they've got absolutely terrible the last couple of years, to the point where they're not even making one this year. I don't know if that's because of COVID or because the games are so horrible the last couple of years or not. But anyway, I'd rather stick to not only this era of the wrestling game, but I like the wrestlers better themselves back in this time too. Anything from 80s right up through the mid 2000s are great. I'm not as much into it as today. Anyway, still really happy to add WrestleMania 21 to my collection. And speaking of Platinum Hits, it doesn't get any better than the Simpsons Hit and Run. Simpsons Road Rage, Simpsons Hit and Run, both really great games. I had the regular version. Now I had the Platinum Hits version. Again, though, no manual. But that's all right. I can live with that. I have the manual for the other one, so if I need to look anything up, I mean, I look it up online. But just really happy to add any Simpsons game to my collection. Here's one. Again, no manual. But I had looked and thought, I want to get that sometime. I've seen some in really bad shape. This was not in bad shape at all. Backyard Wrestling, There Goes the Neighborhood 2. Oh, so Backyard Wrestling 2. Again, though, like I said, there's no manual. I like that ICP on the cover. Who's that? New Jack. I don't know. I'll try it out because it's fun. It's, I'll say harmless fun. It's not supposed to be harmless fun. In the past, I've watched some stuff, some of this backyard wrestling stuff. I watched Combat Zone Wrestling, with the fluorescent light tubes and the barbed wire, and I don't know. Just crazy stuff. I'm really kind of anxious to try out this game. I didn't have many Harry Potter games. This isn't the one that's the most expensive. The Sorcerer's Stone is the most expensive one, but it's still neat to add Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And this one was complete with manual. Actually, it's got both manuals in there. There's a French and English version of the manual in there. The front of the French version is just a little bit too big for the case, so it always frays the edges. Kind of stinks, really. But anyway, I gotta double check. I only have one. The only one I ever had was the Quidditch Cup. So I think there's 3 or 4 different actual games, adventure games for Harry Potter. So this is my first one. I'll keep going for the rest. Like I say, Sorcerer's Stone I've seen before. It's quite expensive, but hey, I want to get the expensive ones as soon as I can before they go up even more. So anyway, happy to add that one. I showed you those 2 Sim games that I already had. Well, I also got a copy of The Sims 2, which I didn't have. Unfortunately, again, oh no, sorry, I was wrong. There is a manual in there, and it's in really good shape. I was thinking there wasn't any manual in this one, but obviously there is. I love the Sims games. I don't know if they really transferred over to the consoles as strongly as they were on the PC. I really enjoyed it when it first went on the PC, but it must have done something right because, hey, right here, there's 3 versions of Sims games for the Xbox. So if they made 3 of them, they had to have been selling. Somebody was really enjoying playing it. And last but not least, amongst this group of Xbox games is MVP Baseball 2004, which the most hilarious thing about this is honest to God, I thought I had it 10 times over. And I got going through my list, I had it in my pile of games that I didn't have, and then I got looking at my list, looking at my shelf, and it wasn't there. And with baseball games, a lot of times they're in really hard shape, but this one's in great shape, manual, disc. So there's still some treasures to be found out there on Facebook, sitting in people's closets. I mean, 19 games. I have these ones right here that I can trade, sell, do whatever to try to build up some money for my collection and help build the collection other ways. And a controller. 6 or 7 games for my collection itself, and I got $40 invested, so you can't really beat that. Now the last 2 things I have for this pickup video are 2 things that I bought on Facebook auction sites here in Canada. I'm into retro game bin auctions and also retro great Canadian video game auction site. And I got these 2 parcels right here. Let me open them up. I'll throw on a little bit of RGC while I'm doing it. And what'll I play? I'm going to play the Nintendo song. Here we go. The very first one that I picked up is from Al Gore in Ontario. Thanks, Al. I really appreciate it. I thought this was a really great deal. I wasn't overly familiar with this game. See, we got a pretty good label right here. I got a copy of Shockwave for the NES. I hadn't even seen this game before. It looks like it's a third-party title. I don't know really much about this, if it's a shooter or what it is. I don't know. I'm going to have to check it out for playing the Nintendo. Don't know a damn thing about it. Shockwave. But the price is really good. I looked up and I got it for like $10 or something like that. So how do you beat it? It's too hard to find these games everywhere. And they got such a great selection of these games on these auction sites now that I'm just so happy to finally pick something up for my NES collection that I'd never ever seen in the store. Anyhow, Shockwave. Check it out. I'm going to put some video footage up here of me playing it. I should have done that before I did the video, I guess, but you know, sometimes I just want to get these videos done so I can open it up and take a look. But anyway, Shockwave. Last but not least, this pickup came from a guy named Derek Middlemas in Alberta, okay, out in Alberta. And this is a game that I've looked for my Xbox collection for quite a while. And what the neat part about it is I won the auction, and I sent him my address, and he wrote back to me and says, hey, I'm from the town right next door to me, right? So it was so neat. It's such a small world. Here I am bidding on a game across Canada. He's 2,500 miles away in Alberta, and he's actually from the same town, basically, that I'm from, or same little area. So anyway, here it is. I got a copy of Predator Concrete Jungle. Right on. That game, I've seen it in the stores quite a few times. It was quite a bit of money. It's like a third-person battle game where I believe you're the Predator. And it goes for $30, $40. Like, I've seen it in stores for $40, even more than that. And this is in really good shape. So it's one more towards that completion of my Xbox collection. Man, I'm over 500 now. Picked it up probably in the 510s or something like that. This one, got the manual with it as well. That is a good one to add. Really happy with that. Predator Concrete Jungle. That's it for today's pickup video, guys. What a great bunch of games. Lots of great games for my Xbox collection. A few variants plus a few titles I didn't already have. Kind of unusual NES one to add to my collection. And a real top-notch Predator Concrete Jungle. Don't forget Star Wars. Got the last, the ninth of the 9 Star Wars titles. I'm 51 years old. I watched the first one when I was 9 years old. So it took me 42 years to get from New Hope to The Rise of Skywalker. I don't care if you like it or not. I love it. Anyway, guys, don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time when I get some more pickups. Take care.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50.